Greetings. Let me just check to make sure. I'm live now on Instagram as well. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, June Allen here, founder of The Art of Greatness at juneallen.net. Okay, and I teach self love. I teach black self love. So, hang on, my Facebook's doing silly things. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, so I'm gonna crack on. So, yeah, I didn't do a live stream last week. Oh gosh, I've been a bit overwhelmed, to be honest with you. I've had so much. Hi Lydia, thanks for joining. Hi Pregnancy Without Fear as well. Thanks for joining everyone. So yeah, so I didn't do a live stream last week. I try and be consistent and do a live stream every week. So I had a few people inbox me again. Well, wait, when are you coming back live? When you come back on live? So yeah, I needed to come back on and explain what happened. So basically, in a nutshell, I've just had so much on. I've also been struggling with my menopause as well. Like it's actually knocked me out. So I've been trying to juggle taking care of myself, and also if you've seen in my stories today, I've just written 6,500 words. I've got to submit the 6 different papers I need to write, like mini essays. So 6,500 words in total as part of my therapeutic training. Lydia, you'll understand this, but yeah. So it need to be submitted by Friday. So in trying to look after myself, trying to get all this stuff written, trying to manage stuff, trying to look after my current clients and all of that kind of stuff. I'm a human being. Sometimes I have to take my black woman cape off and behave myself and do what I need to do. So last week I had to take time and just be, so I can only do what I can do. So last week I didn't come on, but so apologies to those of you that were expecting something from me last week. But I'm human and I'm back. So yeah, so just in line with that as well, I was thinking about what I wanted to share today. So I just wanted to hop on and share the 4 black women in my life. Okay, 4 powerful black women in my life that keep me straight when I'm struggling. Okay, when I'm struggling, when I get overwhelmed, when the parenting, when the college stuff, when general life stuff gets on my nerves, when living under the system of racism and seeing all the horrible stuff in the news gets on my nerves. Who do I go to? What do I do? Who do I where do I process all of my stuff in order to keep me on the straight and narrow, to keep my head straight? So the first woman that I want to tell you about, she's is my therapist. Okay, so my therapist is really important because she has helped me so much over the last year, and I've done a lot of a lot of trauma work with her. Actually, I've done a lot of trauma work with her over the last year, and it's been really powerful. Stuff that I didn't realize that I was holding, she was able to help me to kind of process all of that stuff. And doing the trauma work is really important. I think I've shared with you before. The work that I do with her, I've done a lot of EMDR work with her. I don't know the how the brain operates with it, but EMDR is like a specific trauma process where it takes traumatic events that are stuck, and what she does is she helps me process it. But it's I don't know the ins and outs of it because I'm not an EMDR expert, but it's very specific to how things work, how trauma works in the brain, and how things get stuck. And then it makes it difficult for me to move on and do other things because this trauma is kind of stuck in my brain in some sort of neurological way. So I've done quite a lot of work with her around that, which has been amazing. Um, but she also helps me to understand the stuff that I get triggered by, that maybe I don't really understand that I'm still getting triggered by it, but it's kind of being played out in a different way. So she's really great in being able to help me figure out that stuff, and just the general day-to-day stresses of life, parenting, whatever it is, relationships, any of that stuff. She will help me to unpack all of that. So I see her once a week, and for me, therapy is not just about going to her when I'm in a crisis. Okay, for me, my therapist is somebody that helps me to maintain my mental health. Obviously doing this work, doing my personal work, doing the stuff that I do in recovery as well, it's important for me to be able to have a safe space to be able to just talk generally about what's going on and what's happening in my life. So going to therapy, and I know a lot of people think that, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with me, everything's fine, I don't need a therapist. But for me, It's maintenance. Therapy is maintenance. I've been pretty much consistent with my therapy since 2009. I might have taken the odd summer off to do, to take a break or whatever every now and then, but I've pretty much been consistent. I've pretty much consistently been in therapy. I've not had that many gaps over the last, how many years is that? That's a lot of time. 13, 12 years? Yeah, 12 years, 2021 now, isn't it? That's a long time to be in therapy. But I love being in therapy. I enjoy the insights. I enjoy the relief that I get when I unpack stuff. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. So my therapist she's a very compassionate. She's quite funny as well. Sometimes we catch a joke as well. She's quite funny. But I just really enjoy the therapeutic process, and I'm so grateful that I have her because she really does keep me straight on what I need to be doing, and she'll tell me straight as well if there's something that I'm doing that she thinks is if she thinks that I'm overworking. She's very very strict on that. She'll always tell me when she thinks I'm overworking, or if I'm just taking on too much or whatever. She's very very good at reminding me that what your cape is on, and you need to go and take it off. Yeah, so she's really really great at doing that. So I'm really really grateful for my therapist. The second person, the second black woman that keeps me straight is my supervisor. So my supervisor is something that I've started working with her as part of my placement. So I'm a student psychotherapist. I've only got a few months left, thank goodness. I finished early next year. And yeah, so as part of my placement, I have to go into an agency to work with clients and all of that kind of stuff. So I have to have supervision as part of that. But I talk to her about so much stuff. And this one, when I tell you this woman is badass, she is a badass black woman. She's Jamaican. Sometimes in the middle of supervision, she'll bust out in her patois, and we'll laugh about stuff. There's the cultural element of it. And I have just got so much respect for this woman. So much respect for this woman. She's very passionate about what she does. She loves the community. She's proper like pro black. She loves the community. She loves being a black woman, and I just find her so inspiring. I find her so inspiring. It's almost like the agency where I work. Her and her partner run this agency, and yeah, it's become almost like family to me going there, because it just means that whenever there's something going on, I can always I feel at home there. And yeah, I just really enjoy the process. I really enjoy the process. So in terms of me bringing stuff, anything that comes up with clients or whatever that may trigger me, or just kind of understanding the client process and stuff like that. She has been an absolute badass, an absolute godsend in terms of helping me and supporting me to understand what I might be missing, or there might be stuff that I'm feeling, because she's always trying to empower me to trust my gut, to trust my intuition, because quite often I'll feel things and say things, and she'll say to me, you've got to trust your gut. You've got to trust your gut, because it's there. But that's what supervision is about. That's why supervision for me is really important, because she helps me to understand, well, is what I'm feeling, is it my stuff, or does it belong to the client? Because quite often the clients will say things and do things, and I will feel and get an intuitive sense about something. But I have to give myself a chance to unpack it. But quite often she'll say, what you're feeling is what the client is bringing into the space. But I'm just, because I'm so intuitive, and I'm also an empath as well, so I feel things very deeply. But yeah, so she's really great at really helping me to understand, and it just keeps me straight. And also, what she's really great at as well is kind of helping me to kind of unpack the stuff that I may be thinking about in terms of what working with clients, that needs to be put that I need to work through in therapy. Okay, so there's a difference between what I do in supervision and what I do in therapy. What I do in supervision is the relationship between the clients and me as a therapist. But my therapist is to help me to sort out my own historical shit, my own family stuff, all of my own experiences or whatever. That's what therapy does. But supervision is to do with my relationship with the client in terms of being a good therapist. So, having this black woman to support me, and her partner as well. Her partner support me, even though I have supervision specifically with her. I love working with her. She's I feel really safe. And it's funny, because the relationship that I had with her in the beginning, I really struggled with it. I really found it quite hard, because as I've shared before on many occasions, my relationship with black women is something that I've had to do a lot of work around because of the difficult relationship that I had with my mum and stuff like that. And so, when I first decided that, was choosing whether I was going to work with this particular supervisor, I was like, oh no, I don't know if I want to work with her, and I just found certain elements quite triggering and quite difficult to kind of sit with. But my gut feeling was this black woman is your supervisor and you need to trust the process. It's like my ancestors, like, you are working with this woman. She is the right woman for you to do your supervision. And I'm so glad that I stuck with it because I absolutely love having supervision. I love working with this woman. She's taught me so much and she's continuing to show up. She's a real inspiration to me. So I'm just really grateful for her as well. So that's my supervisor. So going into recovery now, I have two different sponsors in recovery. I'm working two programs at the moment. One of them I'm doing really gently, and another one I'm kind of working a little bit faster. So one's to do with recovery around my business and stuff like that, and the other one is to do with more family stuff. So the sponsor that the co-sponsor that I'm working with in terms of my business. Oh my gosh, she's a therapist also. She's a psychologist actually, and I love working with her. I love working with this woman. I love working with this therapist because the conversations that we have, she's very much pro-black as well. She's very much into supporting her community, and the sessions that we have, the writing that we do, the unpacking that we're able to do is so powerful. Is so powerful. And I just feel really, really blessed because my ancestors have just given me these amazing black women that help me, that support me, that make sure that I stay on task when it comes to this mission. Because there are some days where I just think, oh, do you know what? I can't do this today. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. Sometimes I feel despair about the stuff that's going on in the media in terms of anti-blackness. And sometimes it's just tiring. It's exhausting doing this work. It's really, really exhausting. But I feel so grateful that when I'm able to engage with this particular sponsor, I just feel I just feel really blessed. I just feel really blessed, and we write to each other quite a lot. We share a lot, and via email and stuff like that. And a lot of the stuff that comes out in the emails and stuff, it's like, oh my god, like I get so much insight from what she's writing. Quite often I can write about my stuff as well, and I get a lot of insight just from what I'm hearing what I'm hearing myself purge out. So yeah, just the recovery process in of itself is for me is really, really powerful. And working with another black person in recovery. If you're in recovery and you're watching this, get yourself, find yourself a squad, find yourself a Sacred Sister squad. That's really, really going to help you to get your recovery steps done. That's really going to help you to find yourself. Find somebody that's passionate about being black. Find someone that's passionate about serving the community. And this is to me, this is the real this is the real fighting white supremacy work as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying that going out and marching and all that stuff doesn't do something. Everybody's got their own way of doing this work, but for me, the real work is what you do internally. Okay, it's to having the real honest conversations and doing your own personal work. And for me, I would feel like a total hypocrite if I wasn't doing this work personally. Okay, but yeah, I'm a therapist and I'm going out and I'm talking to people and I'm empowering clients to do this and that. For me, I have to do the work as well. And I've always been very clear about that. And a lot of my clients tell me, the reason why I wanted to come and work with you is because I see that you're doing the work. This is why I'm good at what I do. And I'm not, and I make no apologies for saying that. This is why I'm good at what I do, because I do my own work. I don't expect, my clients and other people that I work with to do their work and me not do mine. The reason why I'm good at what I do is because I'm always learning. I'm always learning. I'm always unpacking stuff. I'm always reading. I've bought so many books. Like, it's part of Black History Month last month. I don't know what was going on with me, but I just bought so many books. I will actually let you know. I will start to share some of them in my stories because there's just so many. But as I start to read them and get through them, I will let you know which ones I've been reading. But I've just yeah, I've just got to keep learning. This process is not just something that there's no destination with this. Okay, there's no destination with this. You have to be willing to do the work. And so I'm so grateful for this co-sponsor that's really, really helping me to get clear on my business, to keep me straight in my business, and to give me hope that just to keep going. Okay, so the other one, the last one, actually I've just remembered another one that's helping me as well, so I'll tell you about her in a minute. But the fourth one that I have is a sponsor who's helping me around in recovery around my family stuff. And my sponsor, I mean, ooh, what can I say about this woman? I just got so much love for this woman. I just want to say, like, for those of you out there that struggle to build sisterhood, that struggle to build relationships with other black women, doing this work for me has taught me not just how to love myself as a black woman, but how to love other black women. Okay. And I honestly say I struggled with that in the early days when I first started doing this work. I found it so triggering being around other black women because of my own pain that I had around black women. But doing this work, being in therapy, training to become a therapist, I've just learned how to love black women and appreciate them in such a, and this comes across in my work. I work predominantly with black women. I run a mastermind as well for black women as well. For those of you that are interested in wanting to work with me, you can click the link in my bio. Go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. Yeah, I love working with black women, and this particular sponsor that I've been working with now is over a year, and gosh, I just have so much love for her. I don't know what to share about her. She sometimes we'll just get on and we just put the world to rights. And the insights that she shares with me her own experience. She will tell me when, she's also had a lot of therapy. She's been in recovery for, number of years, long time she's been in recovery. Um, but I love everything that she's about. I love what she's about. And we have such empowering conversations. We have so much in common. And yeah, I just feel held by her. I just feel held by her. She's quite quirky as well. She's got little quirky habits and stuff, but I just love her. I just love her. I love her so much, and she's so gentle with me as well. I'm taking the steps in this particular program that I'm working in with her. I'm doing my steps like in a really, really gentle way with her because the material is quite overwhelming. It's quite overpowering. I have to work through a lot of my, write out a lot of my trauma and stuff as well sometimes with her. I'm doing a lot of my racial work with her as well, actually. Um, but it's really powerful. It's so powerful. And yeah, she's a really powerful part of my squad actually. So I just really love I really love working with her, and she's very knowledgeable on the 12 steps as well. So she's very good at sharing tools and stuff like that really help me to not just understand my own recovery process, but how to move forward and not stay stuck in certain different things. So I love working with her. Absolutely love working with her. So I've just remembered another woman actually that I'm working with as well. So this is five. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, when you start doing this work, I have five powerful, badass black women that I work with. Okay, so the fifth and final one that I work with, she's my action partner. Okay, she's my action partner. So what we do, and this is around business stuff we talk, but sometimes we talk about a little bit personal stuff as well, but it's mainly around business. So basically we check in every day. We submit whatever actions we're going to be doing for the day. And just having her as a support, she just keeps me on my toes every day. She keeps me accountable. Something that I'll commit to her. If I commit something that I'm going to do yesterday, today I have to share how I got on with it. It's not shaming in the sense that if I haven't do it, then there's shame or anything like that. And we tell each other off. It's not like that. It's just, keep it moving, get it done. Understand if you didn't do it, why didn't you do it, and when are you going to do it. So it's totally keeping each other accountable all the time. So I love working with her. She's very smart, got her own business, and she's very spiritual as well. She yesterday we had a very powerful session. I was feeling quite down about some things, and she just prayed for me. I'm sort of feeling emotional just thinking about it. She just started praying for me, and I just started crying. I just started crying in the middle of the session. She was praying for me, and Ooh, it was just really powerful. It was just really powerful to have that, you know, to have somebody to just pray over me and to support me with whatever I was doing, you know, and just know that we can't do this stuff by ourselves. You can't do this stuff by yourself. You need support, you know. So if you are somebody who needs support, okay, I do work with black men as well, one on one. I don't work with them in the mastermind one, as part of the mastermind, but also I work with black men as well, one on one. So if you are out there and you're hearing this, you're hearing, you know, you need support. You don't have a squad. If you're a black woman watching this and you need a sacred sister squad, okay, and you would like me to be part of that, click the link in the bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. Okay, you don't have to do this work on your own. You know, a lot of the women that I would say all of the women that I work with, you know, before I started working with them, before they started working with me, they were very isolated. They used to read a lot of self-help books on their own. You know, they'd read maybe Bell Hooks or Iana Van Sant, or you know, all of those people that do stuff that do stuff around self-help. And they for years they would do a lot of this stuff by themselves because they had a lot of them have got so much trauma and upset, just like myself, around their relationships with black women, whether it's mother wound or siblings or whatever it is. They had a history of some sort of trauma around other black women. Okay, so they found it very difficult to be able to reach out and heal with other black women. Okay, so yeah, so you know they took the risk in working with me. Some of them have watched my live. They told me some of them watched my live streams and stuff for years before they decided to come and work with me. And I get that because trust is important. Building up trust, especially when you have a history of trauma around black women or mother wound, you know, it's hard. It's hard to take the leap from thinking about it to actually doing it, to allow yourself to go into a space to be vulnerable with other black women. But what I will say is, you know, once they join, you know, these women, some of them have been with me for years. Some of these women have been with me for years because once they understand that there is no judgment, once they understand that there is boundaries that's going to keep them safe, once they understand like how held they are in the space and the relief they get from sharing their truth with other black women without judgment or shame, it just becomes a way of life for them. It becomes a way of life for them, and that they're learning so much, they're growing so much, and they're supporting each other. It's not just about me helping them; it's about them supporting each other as well. And that's a really, really beautiful thing to see. The fact that, you know, what we learn in the sessions and stuff every week, whether it's the book club, we're actually doing this book at the minute. What Mama can tell us about love. There's another session on Thursday. We take the topics out of each chapter and we share it and we reason and we share our own experience around it and all of that. And then yeah, sometimes the women will continue the conversation. We have a private WhatsApp group. Sometimes they'll continue the conversation in there. Sometimes they'll go and hang out, you know, in person. Sometimes they'll get on the phone with each other and chat and stuff like that. Hi, Gloria. Thanks for joining. So it becomes, you know, they're learning how to build relationships with themselves ultimately. And then they learn how to build relationships with each other. So they're all learning how to love their blackness and loving their sisters and all of that. And it's just, I feel really humbled to be in this position where I have an opportunity not just to continue doing my own work, but to also empower other black women to love themselves. That is so powerful, and I feel really that's an important legacy for me to build. That's an important movement for me to build, and I just love what I do. I love what I do, and that's why I work so hard. The therapy training is really hard work, but I know that I need to do it, and I'm still continuing to learn so much from it, and I will continue to learn. You know, when I pass next year, you know, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do some sort of party or something when I pass. It's been 3 years in the making. Actually, no, I started my training in 2014, and I had a gap, and then I came back, but it's this last stint of learning that I've been doing has been for the last 3 years, so it's taken me a long time to get to this point, but you know I haven't done it on my own. So I say all this stuff to remind you all that you need support. Okay, with this healing process, with whatever you're doing, you need support. You can't do it by yourself. You need your sacred sister squad. Okay, you need your sacred sister squad. So ask yourself the question: who's in your sacred sister squad? Okay, who's in your sacred sister squad, and are the people in your squad, are they supporting you the way that you need to be supported? Are you getting your needs met in your sacred sister squad? If not, you need to question whether those people should be in your inner circle, whether they need to be put in your outer circle, whether they should be in your circle at all. Okay, whether they should be in your circle at all, because that's how we heal. You know, that's how we heal. There's that saying about, you know, basically black women are the ones that, you know, we run things. Let's be real. Black women run things. You know, black women get shit done. Okay, black women get shit done. So, and you can't do it. The reason why things get done is because we lean on each other. We need each other, but you just need to find a space that feels safe enough for you to be able to do the work. Okay, that's why you need the work. So Gloria is saying, this is what I view as true decolonial work in the psychology space. You're like my very own mental June. I can't wait to be able to be in the sister squad. Oh, you're welcome, Gloria. But yeah, just like when you're ready, man, when you're ready, you know, when you're ready, I'm here. So for those of you that are watching, if you want any more information about how you can work with me, again, click the link in the bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. You can work with me one-to-one, or you can work with me in the mastermind. We have Sunday classes on Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. Is it 5 o'clock? Yeah, 5 o'clock, 5 till 7, where we really dive deep into a lot of our topics. And in January, I'm going to be launching a new program called Rise, where you can work with me throughout the year on various different things, and that's where we really, really dive deep. If you want to keep things a little bit more you know, a bit lighter, or maybe not go so deep, you can join the book club. I mean, not saying that this book is quite heavy actually, but the book club, we're doing it on Thursday evening, which is great. So you can join me for that as well. There's different ways you can work with me. But if you're part of the mastermind, if you join the Sunday sessions, which is the deep sessions, you get access to the book club and everything. Anyway, everything's on the website. So if you've got any questions or anything, please hit me up, DM me, let me know. Okay, lots of love, have an amazing day, and I will see you next time. All right, take care, bye bye now.